Halfway through GTO, what a great series. You know, I need something short and sweet, something serious that I can just get a little break. Maybe I'll check my anime list. I bet you they got something.
Alright, let's see what we can find here. Berserk, too long. One Piece, too fun. Monster, already read. Poon Poon, I don't want to be depressed. Let's see, I've got Vinland Saga, still too long. I need something short. You know, none of the manga have ever changed in the top 30 for a long time. Let's see, we got Real, Haikyuu, nothing short. Wait a second, what's that?
A few moments later.
What the fuck?
Hello all of my otaku friends, my name is Profitaku, and welcome back to my channel. For this Should You Read Sunday, we're tackling something a little bit different. This is not a manga, but it's a manhwa called The Horizon. As you can see, I was kind of in this weird mood where I was reading GTO. I wanted something serious, but not too long, scrolling on my anime list, and I saw this manhwa pop up, and I had never heard of it. Complete dark horse, and I am so glad I took a look at this. So this manhwa was serialized in 2016. It had about a 4-month run, and it actually got officially released on Webtoons in August. So if you want an official English translation, go on Webtoons. And here's a fun thing you should know. So with Webtoons, you get 1 free chapter a day, but of course you're going to want to binge this whole thing. It's 3 volumes, 21 chapters. So I got a bundle. It was like 100 coins, and it was $6. And I was able to only spend like a third of the coins to unlock the whole story in one sitting. So I highly recommend you do that. You support the authors who are publishing on Webtoons, and you're also getting a fantastic story as well. So our story is a simple one. It's set in a post-apocalyptic world. We follow a boy labeled the Boy, and we see him underneath this cardboard box. He's just sitting there hiding. We see his mom, who tells him to wait there as she runs out. The next thing we know, he walks out of this box and everybody is dead around him. He is just shocked. There's disarray everywhere. And he finds his mom, and his mom is dead as well. And so his journey starts with him walking down this road. He looks to his left, looks to his right. He sees dead bodies, military tanks, city ruins. We don't know what caused this apocalypse to happen, but it's happened. And one day he finds a bus on the side of the road, and he goes into the bus. He spends the night on the bus. He wakes up the next morning to find a girl who is also sleeping on the same bus. They decide together to go on this journey, walking down this road, but something's happened to the bus. And I'm not going to tell you because this review is no spoilers, so you can watch the whole thing. You can get an idea of what it is about. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but something's happened on the bus, and they decide to go on a journey together down this one road as they encounter this post-apocalyptic world. Things happen, things get crazy, it's absolutely nuts. So like with all of my reviews, I'm going to give some pros and I'm going to give some cons. And so with the trusty iPad here, we're going to go over the pros. So the pros of this, number one, is the length of it. It's short and sweet. You've got 21 chapters, and that's it. And as somebody who reads a lot of manga, especially a lot of longer series, this is a great series to just, if you need kind of a break, but you want the satisfaction of fulfilling a series, as if you're kind of on a grind on a long one, this is a great one to just pull up on the iPad or the Kindle and just binge read it. It'll take you probably 2 to 3 hours tops. It's a clear, concise story. It never deviates from it at all. There's 5 arcs to the whole story, and it has a great ending as well. And so you will leave the end of the story, or you'll leave the story satisfied. You're not going to be left on a cliffhanger or anything weird like that. It really is a satisfying ending. Whether it's the ending you want or the ending you expected, it's definitely an ending for sure. Okay, the next pro is the artwork. So this manhwa is more of a image-driven storyline, which means that there's just not a lot of text. There is text, especially in kind of the middle arcs, but overall, the author uses this sketch-like drawing to dive you into this post-apocalyptic world. And I kind of compare the artwork to Shuzo Ishimi, especially with that kind of that drawing and the way that the facial emotions and the darkness and the scratchiness of this sketch-like drawing kind of dives you in and like it really engages you. You really want more. And so that's another great thing about this manhwa. Third characteristic, or the third pro of this story, is the message. So I kind of wrote down 5 things that the author's trying to get us to think about, and that's human life, or the importance of human life, relationships, love, community of people, and hardship, obviously. They dive into all of that in all of the arcs, and it's really one of those manga or manhwa that make you reflect and go, what would I do if I was in this situation, number 1? Number 2, what does it mean to have a connection with another person or a group of people? What does it mean to value human life and giving everybody equal opportunity to survive in this post-apocalyptic world? And what does it mean to create bonds with strangers and working together as a community? It's really eye-opening, and the manhwa author does a fantastic job of depicting this in really dark and great ways. Very original stories. So yeah, very interesting. Some great pros in this manhwa for sure. So let's talk about some cons of this story, because there are cons. I did not give this a perfect score. And so the cons in this were the pacing issues. So there weren't too many pacing issues. It's only 21 chapters. It's only 5 arcs. But you can definitely tell that there's importance of arcs in this. And what the author does is they start small, they expand, which I like. But I think that the prioritization of chapters is given to the wrong arc. So for example, the first arc has 5 chapters in it. Well, that's 25% of the story. But then the last arc only has 3 chapters, which I think it needed more to kind of help wrap things up a little bit better. And so that's my only problem with it, is just the distribution of chapters in the arcs themselves. The second thing that was a con in this story were the characters. And this kind of relates to the pacing issue. There are great side characters in this. And it really makes you connect with them. They do a great job in that one chapter, just like making you care about this person and what they do with our main characters. But the problem is that with the distribution of chapters, some of the characters, or some of the stories with more characters in it, I thought didn't get explored enough compared to the stories with just one side character. So I think the pacing issues can help the character issues be resolved. The third thing that I had a problem with was the sideways panels, or what we call the 2-cover spread in our physical books, where it's got we got the whole picture just across the whole thing. I don't know if it's a webtoon thing, and I think it is, or just because it's a digital thing, but you read webtoons, you read them in a way that's vertical, up and down, and so you're scrolling through, and then you're gonna get to a big 2-page panel, and then you have to like kind of put it diagonally so that you can see what's happening sideways. So yeah, that was kind of a like a little pet peeve, first world problem thing. I don't know how it could get fixed. Maybe if I was reading it sideways, I never explored that. So maybe it's just a dumb third point, but it was a point nonetheless. So what are my overall thoughts on the series? I think it's a great one. A solid 9 out of 10 for me. A couple of little issues that I think would have made the story better, but I don't think the length should have been changed. I think 3 volumes, 21 chapters is enough. I really enjoyed how the author is able to use just 21 chapters to not only build a world that's actually really deep, but it's a simple world. And then they never deviate and go crazy into this other stuff. It's just, they're going down the road. That's it. what happens to them on the road. And so I think that it's just so well done. I love the characters. It's heart-wrenching. It makes you think a lot, and it will make you will put your electronic device down after and go, what the hell did I just read? And that's definitely how I did too. You know, and another thing I forgot to point out, they do have color pages in here. And it's really cool because it's like if they put like, I don't know, when you're in school and you put color, like a crayon or a colored pencil, like on the piece of paper, you smudged it with your finger. That's kind of the art style for the colorization of the manhwa itself. It's really, really cool. So it's a great contrast to the sketchy art style. So I highly recommend you check that out. So yeah, 9 out of 10. Give this one a shot. I know we all love physical. I mean, look at me. I mean, I spent so much money on this, but this way of reading digital, it really does work. I don't think this will ever get a physical publication, which is also why you should read it. But it's super accessible. Support our authors. Go ahead, pay a little bit of money to get the coins to unlock the whole thing. You won't regret it. As always, if you enjoyed this review, please hit that like button, tap the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when more of my videos come out. And I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Bye-bye.